Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to focus on a gameplay breakdown, specifically a solo win I got while trying to get these bunkers open by looking for a red key card. So we're going to go ahead and break down the gameplay. I know a lot of times when I break down my gameplays, I normally do trios or quads, and a lot of people are requesting solos. So we're going to break down some tips and tricks that actually help lead me to the win. So if you find this style of commentary helpful, make sure you hit the like button. I do have a goal in today's video, 1,000 likes. And if you're brand new, looking to find your way back for whatever reason, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. So one thing that is going on here, there's only 47 players left. Gulag is still open, and then I only have the one kill. Primarily that's from the Gulag. I landed at a random spot, ran around trying to open as many orange boxes as I can, or boxes in general, so I can get a red key card. End up walking up on the bunker. Coincidentally, this ended up being total luck. The guy ends up walking up as soon as I get here with the vehicle, and I just wait for him. And I'm playing a little bit passive. I wanted to go ahead and wait to see if he had a key card, see what he was doing. I line up my shot. I wait for him to go and do his thing. As soon as he opens the key card, pretty much I destroy him. I run up, loot his body, and then I go ahead and loot the bunker. So this was just all like coincidence. I didn't necessarily plan for that. I was trying to find a red key card. Guy runs up. Luckily, he has a red key card, opens that up, and then he gets me access to the bunker. Fortunately for me, I'm able to get this precision airstrike and a UAV, which will actually help me along the way in getting a couple more kills. And you're going to kind of see how I position myself, because you could already see I've already gotten my loadout. I landed on the loadout when I came back from the Gulag. I just didn't record that portion because I wasn't planning to do any of this until I walked up to the bunker and hit record. That was pretty much what happened. So I didn't record anything prior to that. But luckily, it's not all that important. So right here, when the UAV passes, you can see there's a guy up here. And I'm not sure if he's on the cliff or that guy's coming back from the Gulag. A lot of times you got to be aware of that. The Gulag's not closed. You kind of got to have a mental timer. Somebody's going to come back for their loot. They're not going to be happy. They're going to try and come back because theoretically, if the guy lands right at his loot, he's going to come in here, wait for me as I'm coming up the stairs. Easy kill for him. So I was able to loot really quick, come back out. I'm sitting on $13,000. Hopefully the mouse is a lot larger for you guys. I figured out actually how to make it a little bit bigger on my settings. So you can see where the guy's at. I marked it on the map, and then I'm waiting for him. Guy peeking in, and I take him out. And now I know there's another one on the map. You can see they're right there by my orange marker. So as I push up, I do spot a guy. I thought it was there on the bush, but it ended up being somebody else. And then there ends up being another guy right next to it. So he was kind of right next to what I thought was the character. And then you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and call the precision right on the tree. And the reason sometimes you want to call it in front of is if he gets the alert, he's going to run sideways. But maybe if he's not in that path, he's going to run in that direction. And then the precision airstrike will hit them and they won't actually prepare for it because they will not get that warning, whether it's audio or visually. So I'm coming up, trying to make a little bit of room here. I'm expecting the guy went farther to the right. So this is really all I'm trying to do is just get another sight line towards this right side.
No hits on that run.
So I come up, I'm peeking. I do see a vehicle in the distance. I'm not expecting it to be that guy. And then I end up spotting him, end up hitting the shots. He gets behind a tree. I know he's going to re-challenge. He ends up peeking it with the sniper, slow peek at that, and then he gets completely destroyed. So right now we're well within the zone. What I'm going to try to do is rotate over here to get another UAV and potentially a self-revive if I feel like I had enough money. So there's sometimes judgment calls. I have a ton of money, so it's going to work out to be that case. Got a satchel now. Now I can hold up to 8 plates. UAV, call that in. You can see a lot of people popping up in all directions. And the one that's close, I'm going to try and go for that particular one since they are relatively close. Main reason sometimes you want to get somebody that's close is that a lot of times you're going to be able to get those UAVs. I end up seeing the guy, but I didn't shoot just yet because that's another person in addition to the one. So this guy probably has ghosts. He's not popping up, or maybe he is popping up now, but he wasn't there initially. So maybe he landed and he's going to get whatever floor loot. You can see he's looking at somebody else. I try to line up my shot, land a couple bullets there, potentially break a little bit of the armor. And then I got to go ahead and work around and try and focus on this other guy that was down here. And this is where it gets kind of a little bit sketch because I don't have that UAV. I guess I could have bought a second one. But I know there's another buy station out here. So I really wasn't too worried about that in the moment. But technically I should have probably bought a second UAV. So once I got close, I could have kind of cleaned up and got a couple extra kills. And right here, this is all positioning. If somebody shoots at me, the only way I'm going to be able to die is probably behind, because if they're in front of me, I could always kind of dodge and duck a little bit behind the dirt, and that'll allow me to repair my plates. From behind, I don't really have much cover, but that's the direction I came. So I kind of, if I move quick enough, I shouldn't get shot in the back. But obviously with the Battle Royale, there's no guarantees. Somebody could have had Ghost. They're not going to pop up on there. So now I'm working back towards that direction. I heard a little bit of wind. I wasn't sure if it was a guy gliding in. But a lot of times when you get next to these things, the wind goes through some of the material and makes that similar sound. Even though that thing's not calling out, hey, there's somebody coming from the sky. You just got to be aware of that. So now I'm creeping up to this side over here. I still expect the guy to be over there. You can see he's right here on the compass, or on the heartbeat sensor. I'm expecting he's in that building, and I'm trying to mark it just to see the exact distance. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm looking at this distance, and that's going to give me an indication, like a visual indication with the heartbeat sensor. So once I did that, 31, this is 28. So he's directly on the other side of this door. Either right here or a little bit above. I really wish I had dead silence. Unfortunately, I did not. So I'm just creeping up. I know the guy's going to hear me if I creep up a little too fast. And that's sometimes what's sketchy with these one life game modes, is that you kind of have to really play your life. I could easily rush up, guy sitting in some random corner. I don't know if he's in that corner, or the other top. So it kind of ends up making it a little bit sketchy for me. So I'm paying attention. I'm thinking the guy's maybe around the corner. I do spot him up top, and then I get a little bit around the corner. Plant one plate. It sucks, that rounding stuff. I really hate that. I would have been full plates if it would have worked like the way you would expect. It should have given me that because I was pretty close. So I go in here, I jump in. The guy wasn't really expecting me to move that quick, I guess. Just completely destroy him. Luckily, he wasn't even looking. He wasn't paying attention. He was still laser focused as if I was going to come around, and wasn't paying attention because I moved relatively quickly. So I'm still expecting there to be another guy on this left side, looting up, and then come back through. And what I really want to try and do is work towards this buy station. I'm staying next to the wall here because that provides me cover. But ideally, I'm trying to stay next to the wall so I do have some cover with some trees, and just kind of scout the area while I make a move on this actual buy station. So you can see me kind of creeping up, using cover all the way through. So if I do get shot, I can move. There ends up being somebody right in front of me. I end up marking that really quick, so I get another visual IQ, like a cue. And I'm looking to see where the guy's at, if they're going to peek through. And this ends up being another close gunfight. I didn't know exactly where to look, because generally, I mean, the guy could pop out on this left side around the wall. Guy could be popping around right here. He could come out straight across here. He could be right here or right here. He ends up being in this window. Creeping in. All right, cool. He's still there. 34 meters. So he's definitely in that building. 36 meters. I was thinking he was going to run out to the left. You can see on the compass, somebody is behind me. I'm looking at where that is. I mark it just so I can pay attention to that after this gunfight. I'm already thinking of the next gunfight. And obviously this is slow, but I was really playing for the win. I don't normally play solo. Solos is just way slower. I think if you just run around recklessly, you're going to end up dying. Right here, I make a good swap because I ended up doing a Ghost class because I think Ghost is pretty valuable. And since I landed late, I ended up getting the free loadout without my paid loadout. So I just got this with an RPG. And then you're going to see me end up picking up this MP5. So now I'm kind of working towards this edge of the zone where I saw that guy on top with the red. And you can see my orange marker still there. And then if you heard that audio cue, there's actually a loadout drop that was just bought. I heard it directionally in front of me. So that's what I was kind of looking for. I'm trying to see, somebody just bought a loadout. I was thinking it'd be on this left side, but then I spot it right there, clear as day. And I'm just paying attention to what the guy's doing. I don't think he notices me. Paying attention, and then I'm going to try and creep up, close that distance, because the guy does have the opportunity to get shot and get away. Unfortunately, I had to take my shot. I wasn't sure if he was going to shoot at me. He ends up landing a bullet, and then I just try to close that distance to get a better angle. He tries to run away, just enough to slip away. Break his armor, and then hoping he peeks again. Peek, peek, peek. And I'm just basically in a one-on-one here. I saw him a little bit. There he is on the right. He plated up again. So I got to break his armor again. But he should be running low on plates. I peek, get the headshot, completely destroy him. He landed the little bit of enough damage to get me going there. So now I got to work my way back over here. I wish I could have like probably gone and looted. He probably had a little bit of money. Might have had a UAV. Might have had some other stuff. But I'm still sitting on 15K. So I'm in a decent position. Pick up the one plate. And then I go ahead and buy my UAV.
Need recon on my position.
Call that in. And I buy a self-revive. And then I buy another UAV. So right here, I'm marking where this is. There's one guy here, 2, 3. And you can see there are one in each of the bunkers. They might have done recons. They're already sitting there. There's a guy on this buy station. This is the one I wanted to work towards. And then you can see this one over here. And so out of the 18 players left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them without ghost, or they're outside of my UAV. And ideally, you want to use your UAV at the opportune time so you get a good idea of where the last players are, and then kind of count the number of players that don't have ghost.
Gas is closing in.
So I see that he's actually pretty close. I see that there's a guy at the buy. So I mark the buy, and then I'm pretty much seeing if this guy was coming out of the sky. Since the gulag isn't closed yet, I thought it'd be another easy kill. I'm waiting. And I can see the other one's rotating over here. Just double checking. Because sometimes people will glide because they're thinking, oh man, you know what? The free loadout drop's coming in. So I'm thinking the guy's right in front of me. And I just got to play my life the right way where I don't draw too much attention. And I'm trying to really figure out where the guy is. They call in a UAV, but it doesn't matter for me. I have ghost. And I have a suppressor on my primary weapon. Thinking I heard somebody. Could be just the rocks. There is a guy directly in front of me. You can see he's kind of coming in the gas. And you can hear him start coughing too, which was kind of odd. I was like, why is this guy so close to the gas? End up wrecking him. I try to go up and get his loadout or his loot. But I'm not really able to because the way the rocks are. I give up on that. And then I rotate in. That cash could have helped me probably get another UAV. But I'm rotating over here expecting someone on the right side. Just because there was somebody at that buy station. I can hear sniper shots. And I'm creeping up this edge here. And this ends up being a very like sketchy situation. Because of this stupid gas mask animation. I should have completely destroyed the guy without taking any damage. And then I'm starting to get shot by somebody else because that gunfight lasted way too long because of a stupid gas mask animation. It is what it is. They let me live. I survived to move on. And I still haven't used my UAV. And it says enemy soldiers. So somebody just landed when the gulag closed. They were the last participant in the gulag. So I don't know where they went. Still 10 players left. And like right here, when you see these loadout drops, watch these loadout drops.
Loadout drop headed your way.
So look in the sky and look at how many players there are. They're kind of equidistant spread out. So there's 2 players over here. There's 2, 3 players right towards the middle in direct line with me. And then there's like 3 players on this left side. So out of the 10 players, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's probably another loadout outside of my peripheral vision on this left side. So it looks like 2 guys over here that are going to worry about, and then 2 in front of me. So that's just something to be aware of because those drop based off location. They're not always equidistant between players, but they typically are going to drop based off where locations of players are. And right now I'm just trying to wait out the gas so I can kind of move with it. So that people aren't looking at this edge over here. And I'll even eat a little bit of the gas with my gas mask. Because this is really a terrible like part of the map anyways. It's all open. I call that UAV right when I'm about to rotate. That guy's still at that bunker. He's going to have to move. And then I go rotate across. I could have easily been sniped. But like I said earlier, there was at least 2 guys on this side of the map. So this is the weaker side. And then majority of the players were towards the middle or towards the left. And then somebody jumped in this car over here. So they're going to be a distraction on this left side. So that was kind of perfect timing.
Be advised,
There
your
is still that
vehicle
buy
will
station in the
be
zone.
for resupply.
We're down to 7 players. So 3 people died in that rotation. 4 people died now. And then right here, I'm looking for ammo. So I get that ammo right there. It brings me up to the 210, which is pretty important, as you'll see in these next upcoming gunfights. So considering I didn't get my second kill until there was 48 people, I'm doing pretty decent. If I started off trying to get kills in the early match, this would probably be like an 18 game. But obviously, since I was focused on the cards, it's a different story. But it's good. We still get to focus on late game. And then I'm basically carrying to the edge of this wall. If somebody is up here, I would try to position on one of these rocks here. And if somebody's on this left side, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to creep up and pay attention. I'm still expecting there to be at least one person here that's blending in somewhere.
On the move.
Here's what I did right here too, in case you guys didn't know. I wasn't sure if this was a guy, but I didn't want to give away my position.
You know what to do.
Watch, I'll pause it right when I do it. So I thought there was a guy right here. So I pressed up, I tried to mark the area and it did an orange marker. If you're in proximity of a player, it's just going to have their red icon. So that would have gave away his position. So pretty much that's all I was doing in that scenario. I marked it, not for anything other than I thought that was a player.
Get to the new safe zone.
So I'm rotating in slowly. I don't really care about my loadout. That's not really why I want to move this way. But I got to creep up, especially late game. You're going to get shot third partied, fourth partied. You got to know where the final players are typically before you fire those shots. And I know from the previous one, there was a guy in this bunker, the next bunker, and the next bunker beyond that. So any of these bunkers, highly contested, you're going to have to check the corners. And this is what sucks sometimes. You just got to play patient. This is unfortunate, but this is like how you have to play if you actually want to win. Especially at this point in the game.
Gas is inbound.
I double check the loot real quick. Get another fresh gas mask. I saw the ammo. I come back for that. And now I got full ammo. I'm going to rotate on this left side. I double check the corner. And that's really, because I've died from people just sitting in corners like that. So I wait. Take a quick peek, and then I'm rotating along this side. And I'm trying to get to this edge right here, because then I'll have a head glitch on both sides. 3 players left. I don't hear any gunfire for those other, and then another person just died. So I have no clue where they're at. But right here, I'm going to be able to sit in the zone. And then I got to wait for these last 2 players.
You've got gas inbound. Safe
And the
zone
last
relocated.
gunfight gets pretty intense, as you'll see. I thought I saw a guy right there in the gas, but it wasn't. And this guy makes a mistake. This first guy I get an engagement, he ends up clustering me, and then I get to cover around over here. There's a rock and a wall. I know it came from this general direction. You can see where these are coming from, so I know this guy is near the bunker. Not 100% sure exactly where, but usually wherever the laser from, that's the general direction of these moving. So since these are moving from the top left corner here diagonally down, it tells me that they're in the bunker. They kind of just blew that up. I got around the wall, and you can kind of see the angle. They definitely have a suppressor. I end up breaking their armor. I end up downing them. They have self-revive, but I want to know where this last player is, and I couldn't necessarily thirst this player. And luckily, I didn't, because that guy just gave away his position. Now we're in a 1v1 situation, and I have to play this wall. This is one of my best benefits here. I can peek it, see where the guy is, hit a little bit of shots. I thought I took more damage, and then I'm trying to take another angle because this guy has to rotate in. I'm looking where they're at. And then what I'm really trying to do is get to some cover towards the middle where they got to push towards me. So there's the guy. End up breaking. I should have broke his armor. Dude got EOD on, and then I just ego chow for the win. He was 1 shot. I was basically 2 shot, and I ended up ego challenging for the win, knowing that the guy, I should have broke his armor. A lot of times when you get those EOD hit markers, I know I did enough damage where the guy should have been very low health, and I just ended up taking my chance and I ended up getting the kill. 10 kills, 4,000 damage, considering I didn't get really my second kill until there was only 48 people left. Not too bad. Definitely not a high kill game, but that kind of shows you my thought process through a typical solo match, which normally I don't play a ton of them just because I find them very slow, boring, because that's typically how you have to play. But if you're looking to improve in solos, that's kind of the method that I would use. Typically rotate around. Obviously, I did make mistakes along the way, but there's plenty of things I did well. Hopefully you did find the video helpful. If you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. If you're brand new, looking to find your way back for whatever reason, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.